regular season this weekend.
Time for us to go viral. Danny Green set the internet on fire Sunday night when he skied for the putback slam against the Hawks. Apparently, the NBA took notice of the 11-year vet's first dunk of the season by drug testing him the next day. Green tweeted out, "Catch one dunk and get drug tested. Hashtag surprise, surprise." I thought that was funny.
He did get a little artificial help. It was from the defender. He said it. He pushed himself up off the defender just a little bit. Danny Green can't fly like that.
Anyone who's dunked before has done that, who's pushed a little bit. I don't know if you've ever dunked.
Yes.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Okay.
Confirmed.
One time.
You've done it.
Shoulder. We've been hearing about it for 2.5 years.
I'm not. I'm not shading him. He said it himself.
He leveraged a little bit.
No, but he said it.
I know, but you don't got to bring it up. Though.
Listen, no.
Just appreciate what Danny Green did with the tip.
I appreciate it, and Dwight's reaction was absolutely perfect. No. I'm not. Danny Green is one of the most important players on the team who's going to win the title this year. I'm not shading Danny Green at all. I'm just trying to paint the accurate picture of what happened.
Well, I'm a Lakers fan, so from your lips to God's ears, hopefully they do win the title. It's been a long time.
Oh, I mean, it's
been a long time in LA.
The question is how many they're going to win.
On to Tom Brady and the Patriots now. Speaking of wins, a win is a win.
He's not going to win it this year.
Is a win. Is a win, even when it's not pretty, which is what we saw Sunday when the Patriots barely beat the Eagles. Another woeful performance from New England's offense. The Patriots have scored just 3 touchdowns over the last 2 games. They're now 25th in red zone offense this season. Here's Tom Brady on his frustration.
It's just frustration with the offense, and we're just trying to grind them out. It's, I'm happy we went on the road, but, at the same time, just wish we'd score more points. The reality is it's a team sport. It's complementary football, and, the strength of our team is our defense and our special teams. So on offense, we just got to, we got to take advantage when we get opportunities and, understand that, where our strengths lie and try to play to them.
Nick, you think Brady in this offense is going to hold them back from winning the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, because they're not going to win the Super Bowl this year, and it's not going to be because of Belichick. Certainly not going to be because of that league best defense. I mean, we could blame the kicker, and the kicker hadn't been good, by the way. They missed Gostkowski, but it would be because of the offense. Tom Brady understands what people who've been watching the Patriots, who aren't Sully from the South End, understand. That this team's offense is very limited. And when they've played 3 teams this year that if the playoffs started today would be in it or a game out. That's Philly, who's a game out of their division. Baltimore would obviously be in it, and Buffalo. And in those 3 games, what have you seen from the Patriot offense that makes you think, oh, that's a team that can beat 3, even if they get the bye, which they almost assuredly will, 3 consecutive playoff caliber teams? I haven't seen it. And so this is why Brady's frustrated. This is why Brady has a 2-minute press conference after a big win. This is why Brady sounds so, melancholy on the Greg Hill Show with his weekly radio appearance. He knows that right now, he and the offense is what is holding this team back from being as good as their record suggests they actually are. Because 9-1's 9-1, tied for the best record in football. I get that. But when you're actually watching the games, if you think the Patriots have even just an above-average offense, then you must think they are the overwhelming Super Bowl favorites because the defense and the schematic edge that Belichick brings every single week. I think Tom Brady is spot on in this from what I've been seeing from the Patriots this year.
Well, here's the thing. They haven't been healthy all year, and I don't want to make excuses for them, but, this coming Sunday, outside of David Andrews and James Devlin, this will be the offense that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady thought they were coming into 2019 with, because you're going to get back Isaiah Wynn, and we saw N'Keal Harry this past Sunday. So I think that there's a little bit of gymnastics in terms of trying to figure out the identity of the team when you've got different guys in and out of the lineup. But all of that being said, what Tom Brady is saying right there, he's verbalizing that for a reason. And it's not because he needs to tell the pundits that or he needs to explain that to the fan base. I think he's trying to incite a little bit of urgency with the guys in his locker room, the guys on the offensive side of the ball. That's the only reason that he would say that after the game, because he's frustrated. Clearly, the offense is the part of the team that they've got to improve on if they're going to compete at a championship level. But the only reason that Tom Brady would come out and communicate that in the media is because he wants everybody to understand in that locker room that this team needs to get better, this unit has to get better, and it starts with Tom Brady making sure that everybody understands the agenda for the team going into this game against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Tom Brady and the offense are not going to afford this team a Super Bowl win this year. It's just not going to happen. You can talk about, you can make the excuses of, and they are excuses of them not having the pieces that they were going into the season with plans of. These guys that are now being inserted are not going to be the difference maker. I'm sorry, it's not. You have the same receiving guys on the end of the ball that just hasn't been able to elevate their level of play because 12 hasn't really been able to elevate his level of play. He understands the frustration because he has been frustrated with himself primarily, not being able to be and do the things that he's done in the past, which is elevate the guys that have been mediocre around him. Julie Edelman being the only name that we typically know and being a constant on that offensive side, skill position-wise, and even getting the easy plays. When you start going to gadget plays early in the season and to win games, you're tapping into your complete tank. Like you're going into the reserve. And so when I see teams doing that and the Patriots having to do those things, they're doing whatever it takes to win. I get that. But they're doing what is required of them now because their offense has been lackluster at best.
Well, let me say this, G, and I hear you in terms of Tom Brady not making everybody around him better. Now, I think a part of that is what's been going on with the offensive line, because when you got Marshall Newhouse out there at left tackle starting games, that's typically not a good
Wait a minute, Marshall Newhouse was a great teammate of mine.
Oh, no, Marshall Newhouse, you know what? He felt like he was a teammate of mine. We used to fight to line up over Marshall Newhouse.
Everybody
so I
did.
know exactly what you're saying. But in terms of looking at this team, Tom Brady understands he doesn't have to take risks in order to try to make guys better right now. They're still 9-1. They still have the top overall seed in the AFC if the playoffs were to start today. So Tom Brady's being smart with this thing. He recognizes that he has a championship caliber defense, so he doesn't need to take risks. But that defense is also giving that offense more time, more games to try to figure out their way, to try to find their identity. I just believe that between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, they'll find a way to get this offense to be what it needs to be in order for the team to compete at a championship level, because they've always done that in the past.
It'll be Belichick and McDaniel's best coaching job if they're able to do it, because I will open the door slightly ajar to the possibility that maybe Tom Brady is simply playing, he's going to play two styles of football this year. A regular season style, which is focused on nothing but health, and any time he sees pressure, chuck it and duck it, and that in the postseason he's going to stand brave in the pocket as he has so long throughout his career, take those hits and deliver the balls down the field. The reason I'm skeptical of that, even though at the beginning of the year I said that's what I thought he was going to do, because that would be the smart thing to do. He knows they're going to be in the postseason. He knows they're going to win their division. But the reason I'm now growing skeptical is they played a game a couple weeks ago that could have locked up the 1 seed. In Week 10, you could have locked it up because they would have been 10-0 or they would have been undefeated, given Baltimore a third loss, and had the tiebreaker against Baltimore. And in that football game, he wasn't standing no strong in the pocket. He played it the way he had played every game this year. And you saw this past week against Philly, a game because they had lost to Baltimore. All of a sudden, man, we lose this game. We wake up on Monday morning as the 2 seed. He wasn't standing tall in the pocket. It was what we've seen from Brady all year long. Now, maybe in the playoffs, it will be different. And in the playoffs, he will say it's not about health. It's about simply finding a way to get there. I have to leave that possible because he is the greatest to ever do it. But when he won the MVP just 2 years ago, his passer rating when pressured was 97. Elite, spectacular. Like you might say a 97 rating. No, when pressured, a 97 rating is damn near perfect. This year, it's a 48. His passer rating drops 57 points when he's under pressure, which speaks to a guy who right now, no shame in this, at age 42, with a substandard offensive line, if he sees a guy flash, it's a lot of this, which we saw from the end with Peyton Manning. A lot of, if I have perfect protection, I still have the brain and the arm to make it happen. If I don't, I am getting down because I am not in the business of getting hit anymore. I don't know if you can flip that switch come the postseason, but you're going to need to, because no matter who they play in that first playoff game, unless it's Indy, the team on the other side is going to have the better quarterback. Deshaun Deshaun Watson is better than Brady right now. Lamar is better than Brady right now. Mahomes is better than Brady right now. I don't think Buffalo's going to make it to the second round. Whoever the other wild card team is, Oakland's not going to make it to the second round. So they're going to be at a deficit at that spot, which is a position the Patriots are not used to being in. I don't know if you can win 3 straight playoff games when your team has the inferior player at quarterback, which in 2019 Brady will be.
Yeah, and you had the luxury of a running game to defer to last year, and they don't have that.
They missed Devlin. They missed their kicker.
All right, Katie, stick around. Take a break. Coming up, will Dak Prescott lead the NFL in passing yards this season? That's next on First.
You know, Dak and Brady are both free agents this offseason.
Which is